Alright, howdy folks. Just back for another stream. Not sure how long I'll be on today, but we'll see if we can make some more progress. Uh, Today's intention is basically to keep working on our SE30 Reloaded board. We have got all the PLCC chips on at this point, so I just want to move on to all the smaller surface mount components, and we'll start taking those off the old board and putting them onto the new one. So that's today's intention, and we'll see how far we get. So let's get started. Switch over to our microscope. And let's get things lined up here. I think I'm going to start around the resistor pack 6 today. And if our camera wasn't so screwy, that'd be nice. That's a little better. Okay. So we'll start with the resistor pack 3, or no, resistor pack 6, and we'll go from there. Looks like I am completely out of view of the camera today, so let's see if we can't fix that. There we go. Should be a little bit better. Hopefully volume is okay. Looks like everything is normal, but let me know if there's any issues. I'm just going to start taking off these resistor packs. Oh, so in bit of news, the Tech Step reproduction by KMac Vintage and crew has arrived. I do intend to use it on the Macintosh Classic that I repaired recently, but I need to find my serial cables because unfortunately I put them in a very safe place and I'm not entirely sure where that place is anymore. Okay, there's our resistor packs, 1, 2, and 3. Let's get them on the new board. Let's get that lined up. There we go. Got some new flux, so I'm sure it's going to be gushing out when I don't want it to, and not coming out at all when I do want it to, because that's just how these work. Interesting how these don't really have a marking. I mean, this is how they came off the board, so I'm going to assume they come back on this way, but yeah, it's interesting. There's just, I guess the two, it's about the only indication that it might go this way. Weird. Normally they'd have a dot or a line. I don't see a dot. I certainly don't see a line. But okay. We'll just put them on this way and assume that's correct for now, unless I'm told otherwise. Need this to heat up. Let's move that over a little. There we go. Nice and straight if we can. Excuse me. That came out of the blue. I guess I should turn on my air so my lungs aren't completely filled with crap. There's the first one. Now, I don't know how far we will get today, but I do know I will not be able to do a test on this board because I am still waiting for RAM sockets and ROM socket to arrive. They are currently in Los Angeles last time I looked. I'm hoping they make it out okay. I have not heard good things about parcels going through LA. We'll see. That's better. Okay. Trying to think what else has been going on here lately. Not too much. Took a small trip out to Ontario so the wife could visit one of her friends that she hasn't seen in a long time. Got down to Niagara Falls, which was nice. Hadn't actually ever seen that before in person. Just stayed on the Canadian side since we didn't have our passports with us. Wasn't too bad, quite rainy. It's not really a surprise given all the moisture in the air. Smaller. Well, I will say this, these guys are so much easier than those PLCCs. Just go on nice and quick. Okay, that row's done. Grab another row. Let's go with the UI2 to UI4. I think that's in view, yep, good. F258D. I actually think I have some spares for these, but I'm pretty sure on this board this is all working, so I shouldn't need them. And since these are all the same and they're going in the same area, might as well take them all and put them all on. Let's move that over. I did spend a little time before the stream harvesting some parts off of the battery damaged SE30 board, but I will say I don't intend to use those components today until I've had a chance to clean them up, because they're a bit corroded, ugly looking. I don't want to put that on a brand new board. I would much rather spend the time and clean them up. Alright, so cover up on my chips, of course. UI4. Start with you. Pretty straight. Let's start with you. Nice. Okay. This top row. I really do like how that changes color. It's a good, clear indication which ones I've done properly and which ones have not been done properly. A little bit more flux on there. Better. Okay, that one's on. UI 3. This guy on. So I did not order the ROM sockets with the metal clips as much as I wanted to. I could not justify $10 per an unlimited. I think KMac, or Will from KMac said 8 or so, or 10, something like that. Either way, I've got 3 boards to populate. I don't intend to put the old ones back on because they are quite worn out. So I decided to go with the plastic ones. And that way I can just use the RAM I already have, keep costs down, and take it. Fine, your neighbor took it. Keep costs down and keep things at least a little bit under control. We will be hopefully selling these off when I'm done, assuming I can make everything work and the tech step says they're good as full systems. So we have case with CRT and floppy disk drive, all that. The intention is to get them all nice and cleaned up. I might retrobrite the worst of them for they're just a little too yellow for my liking. And yeah, hopefully we can get a nice return on these. Oops, sorry, Rich. Yep. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. After all, this particular point in time, we haven't even got it to the point where it boots up. So, I'm gonna count my chickens before they hatch. I'm hopeful for this guy. Really am. It was almost working on the other board, but for the life of me, I can never get sound to work. Well, let me say this. It worked-ish once. It made a sad Mac chime and then nothing ever again. It wasn't even a complete sad Mac chime, it was a partial. So, I mean, it just goes to show it was not happy, and I could never figure out how to make it happy. This is where I'm glad projects like this exist, because I could have spent the next year trying to figure out, because I just don't have the experience after all, what was going wrong. My hand keeps, I'm going to have to move these over. My hand keeps catching on them. I mean, with more experience, yeah, you can probably figure stuff like that out faster, and hopefully it is something that can be repaired. But, I mean, oh, that's a big old glop, thanks. That's a big old glop. Come on. You just don't want to take this. Perhaps you are dirtier than I thought. Which means we'll put some more flux on here and see if we can't fix that. Bottom sides, I was about to say bottom side went through pretty easy. It did. Top side, not so much. There we go. You guys are just being stubborn. I keep putting solder into those vias that I don't need to. Hopefully that doesn't cause me problems later. Alright. So I don't think we've got anyone in chat, which is a shame, because I do prefer when I'm talking with people versus talking to myself. We will try and get Craig on again. He was supposed to give me a call, actually, shortly. We'll see if we can't get him working on the new link that Will suggested. It'd be nice to have him on and actually be able to see and talk at the same time. But, you know, we're still figuring this stuff out, so who knows. A lot of it might come down to his particular Wi-Fi setup. I don't know if that's even in view for you or not. That should be better. Some more solder. Yep. Because he says he's always had problems with Wi-Fi out towards the garage, so wouldn't surprise me if even with the new link we still encounter a few issues. Now I do have a few things that we could put on if we get all the rest of the components on today for in terms of chips and resistor packs and such. I have battery holder, I have I have... What else do I have? Capacitors. We can put capacitors on. We can do the fuses. There are a few things left I can do. I mean, worst case scenario, if we're still waiting for those sockets to come in, what I could always do is start another board. Because we still have 3 to get, well, 3 in total, 2 after this. So it's not like we're short on things we can do. I actually had Craig stop by the other day and pick up some of the stuff I've repaired for him, which was nice. I finally have a little bit more space in the basement again. So I worked on my display shelf a little bit. Cleaning up, reorganizing, whatnot. So maybe at some point I'll take us for a little tour, show you guys where I'm at with that. It's not bad. It's getting better. We moved a year ago, so I've had to recreate everything. And I'm still trying to get things set up the way I like. Alright, so that is all the 258s. Look decent. I don't know how that particular solder join looks. Better. Okay. Let's grab a resistor pack 8 and 9. Resistor pack 8 and 9. Oh. 7, 8, 9. There should be 3. Oh, okay. Wonder why one's different. Never noticed that. So we've got, if I go over to here, we've got resistor pack 7. Resistor pack 9 in black, and then resistor pack 8 in yellow. So that's interesting. Take 9 first. I still at some point have to organize the cupboards above that display because they hold a lot of well, one, they hold a couple accelerators I still need to install in my Commodores. 2, they also hold a lot of spare parts and stuff I need to reorganize. Just kind of got stuffed in there during the move and haven't had a chance to look at them again. Nope. This one's different. Let's do him first so I don't forget. 7. Nope. Resistor pack 9. Resistor pack 9. Right there. Yep, there it is. For you guys. Resistor pack 9. Actually looks pretty clean, all things considered. I don't think this board was that bad. if I remember correctly, this is the one I got off of someone who said it had been working fine until one day he went to turn it on and it just simply was not anymore. So originally he was asking eBay prices, which I said to him, well, the fact of the matter is it's no longer working. The diagnosis takes time, patience, and I'm willing to spend a certain amount, but I'm not willing to pay that price for something that could have some pretty major issues if, for example, if he had left the battery on or something else. I didn't know, and he wasn't willing to open it up. So I said, well, I'll pay this much, and if you open it up, I'll pay more if it's at least not battery mount. Ultimately, he said, "No, let me think about it." It took about 3 weeks. And he came back to me and said, "You know what? Just buy it from me. I thought I'd get around to listing it on eBay. I haven't. It's just sitting here." So I said, "Sure." I got it home. It had, if I remember correctly, it had the CMAC error, and wasn't doing much else other than that. So I decided, I'll just take this a little bit at a time. And this is actually one I got Will's help with, because he sent me that matrix showing me which connections to check for various things. Now I know it had corrosion because you could very clearly see the corrosion on the board. But yeah, I cleaned it up. I don't think I had my ultrasonic cleaner at that point, but I physically cleaned it up. And okay, let's do this one. Recapped it. Had some video errors. I used the matrix to troubleshoot that Will provided. And I could just never get the audio to work, which was very frustrating. Because everything in the matrix said audio should be working. Everything I look at says audio should be working, but I never get audio. So I'm hoping that problem goes away with this. But we'll see. Checking chat. No one here. I guess I'm picking a bad time to stream, but this is the time I have, so it's the time I'm going to use. The other one that is currently sitting behind me on the window is one I got off a guy, I believe it was, strangely enough, Kijiji. If I remember correct. I don't use Kijiji a lot these days. Pretty much everyone I know has moved over to Facebook Marketplace, which, yeah, it works, but whatever. Anyway, I found this guy on Kijiji. I think he said that this was from someone's estate. He didn't really know what to do with it, so he was just selling it off. And that one has a few more issues. So, for one thing, I could only get video on that one if I used the Big Mess of Wires Rominator instead of the original ROM sim. Why that is, I don't really know, to be honest. It was very strange. It just, I forget why I even tried it. I just threw it in there and it went, oh, now I have video. It was corrupt video. There was 4 mouse pointers or something like that. But it was video, at least. And there was sound on that board. I'm like, typical. The one board that is in worse shape has the sound. So I played with that one for a while. And, well, let's just say I got the video a little bit clearer and then I lost video completely one day. Which is one of those things that can happen. You're trying to fix something, you end up making it slightly worse. So I will be curious about that one. If we actually get video and sound and all that on that board. Yep, let's not melt that. Okay. Push this over. I think you can see. Alright, blocking it, but sorry, I gotta see. Okay. Resistor pack and LS30 have been removed. Oh, that's the other thing I have. I have a few sockets being thrown on here. They finally arrived for the video and the video RAM and the Sony amps. I think I have, if I remember correctly, I think I have all those parts now. Alright, LS30. Let's get you on here. Good view too. There we go. Yeah, so that one I'll be really curious about, if we can get some positive results by transferring things over. And then the last board, well, almost last. I'll get back to that one. The last board that we're going to talk about here is originally from a lot that Craig and I bought off of Buy. Someone was selling, Craig can correct me, I think it was 6 or 7 boards. Included 6100, 7300, a 575 board, which actually worked. That one was amazing. Actually, they all, oh, an A100 too, yeah. They all actually work except for one. And that was the SE30. It was battery bombed. Every other machine was just fine. We booted up. Craig brought over some power supplies because I didn't have the right power supplies for the 6100 or the 8100. They all booted up just fine. So it's just the SE30, and I looked at it because I've actually done one repair, not replacement, repair of the PCB for a battery bombed SE30 successfully. But I looked at this one, and the amount of damage on it compared to the one I fixed was about 4 times as much. So I made the call that I would not be repairing that one, because I had a lot less hope that it would be successful. That one also has, if I recall correctly, damaged RTC, so it was never going to have SCSI. Fortunately, then I stumbled across Will's RTC replacement. Worked a treat in my battery bombed SE30. I had the original chip, it was fine. But I decided, you know, rather than subject this thing to another terrifying battery, why don't we just replace it? And yeah, I just swapped out the chip for a socket, threw the chip in there. The first one I got unfortunately did not work, so I messaged Will, let him know, and he was very kind, and he actually sent out 2 instead of just 1 as a replacement. That was really nice. So now I have another one for the battery bombed board if we transfer it over to a new reloaded board, which would be very cool. I do intend to do that. I just don't know what we will get for a result, because I don't know if that one works at all or not. That one was pretty heavily damaged. There might be corrosion in the chips, might have all kinds of other issues. Can't really say. So, I mean, we'll try. Worst you can do is fail, so it's worth trying. Hopefully, if nothing else, it could lead me to understanding diagnostics a little better. I was really impressed with Adrian Black's most recent video here, what he was working on the SE30 and using the serial port instead of a tech step to diagnose things. Alright, let's start with 393. But that was really cool. There's a lot of good information I can use for repairing SE30s. I don't know how many more of these I will ever encounter. I thought it was actually pretty rare that I even encountered one, to be honest. And since that original one, I'm now up to about 5. So, not quite as rare as I thought, but and that's 5 at a reasonable price, I should emphasize. Okay, you need to change your angle. There. Okay, let's take this other one as well, since these are the same. Get these 2 on board. I have seen other ones online, of course, but these were, you know, pretty much local, or not much of a drive that I ended up with, and didn't cost me an arm and a leg. One worked perfect. That's the one I got from a gentleman from work. I only had to recap it to get sound back. That was the only issue with it. Ah, flipped you. Try that again, shall we? Come on. Thank you. Should we face the right way? So that one was really good, although I have to go back to it at some point, because I recapped it before JDW came up with his video that said we need to use higher value capacitors around the sound chip, otherwise we risk them being overwhelmed with the voltages running through, because it's fine most of the time, but apparently there are certain peaks that can occur that go beyond what we had typically been using. So, I would rather go back and fix that than run into that problem. I don't use my computers enough that I've ever run into that issue, but I'd rather not run into it at all. So, I plan to do that. But it's not a current high priority. because it is basically just sitting on the shelf at the moment. On the shelf, I need to organize, but still. Up. Over. I think a higher priority for me has to be my Sega Game Gears and Nomad. I need to recap those. It's probably past time for them by now. I mean, they're not... It's probably not going to be that bad. It's just one of those things. Whenever I deal with something that small, I'm just kind of like, I'm not looking forward to it. Like, this size is fine. I like this size to work on. It's not bad. Smaller than this, when you start getting into those Game Gear, Game Boy boards, everything's getting so tiny. I just don't look forward to working on them. But I know they need them. They are known for having bad capacitors, and they leak and corrode the board. And I'd rather deal with it now than deal with a board I have to repair traces on, that's for sure. Alright, so what are we taking here? We're taking the LS166 next. Take this guy off and I'll put it right on. You can actually see where I had bodged that little piece that just came off at the top is one of my bodge wires that helped repair the video on this guy. So that's cool. What else do I need to do for my own stuff here? Well, I should probably go through all my video game consoles and see which ones need to be recapped still and which ones don't. I think I've only done one or two. I'm certain I did my TurboGrafx 16. I'm not so certain about the other one. And I know I have not done my Genesis or my... Well, no, I did my Nintendo. I did do my Nintendo. I did my Super Nintendo too, I think. So, those two... 3 in total should be okay. That's not too bad. I'll turn that off. Yeah, those ones should be okay. More flex, please. So that's not taking very well on this at all. There we go. Better. Oh, I'm completely out of view for you. Sorry about that. Try that again. I have something in the order of 20... Ooh, touched something hot. 22... No, more than that. 20-something odd video game consoles, and I'm sure the majority of them need to be recapped. I'll need to start doing that sooner rather than later, I'm sure. Okay. Let's not quite as straight as I would like, but you know, first time, give myself some slack. I can always go back and correct if it really bothers me. I don't think it's going to bother me that much today. Maybe tomorrow. Alright, what do we got? 253, F253, F253. Looks like they are all the same, so I'm going to take all of these and save myself the hassle of taking them one by one. In terms of computers, I've not done many of my Commodores, I will admit. One, because they are so much rarer. Two, because they are so much more expensive, because they are rarer. Three, because a lot of them don't actually seem to need it. I've been checking them, and there is no sign of leakage. My 2000 had some battery corrosion that I cleaned up, but overall it was decent shape. Okay. So the only one I really need to do is my Amiga 1200. And even that I'm not sure about, because I got that from an estate sale, and the guy seemed to be... Sorry, talk to the wife. What was I saying here? Yeah, the 1200, I got it from a estate sale through a friend that had picked it up, and he sold it to me in trade for some games and Amiga 2000 keyboard and some other stuff. So that was a heck of a deal in my opinion. So it might not need to be recapped, because the guy that he got it from, I think, was an enthusiast, and he might have already done it. It did not look bad to me when I checked, but he also might just have cleaned it. So, I mean, for the sake of just making sure, I should probably recap it myself. Oops, dropping stuff. But at the same time, I hate doing unnecessary work. So anytime you do the work, you always risk damaging these. May not be your intention to do so, but it's possible to do. I'm sure when I was starting out here with repairs on certain things, I probably messed up more than a couple. I don't remember anymore, it's been too long, but... Actually, that is one thing I remember thinking the other day, is how bad is my memory now? I cannot keep the year straight when things happened. It all kind of just blends into a giant single year nowadays. Let's see. Okay, let's get this guy on. Let's actually turn it the right way. Come on. No, you gotta turn. Turn, baby, turn. Come on. There we go. Why are you not taking? Looks like we got more than a couple dirty legs here. There we go. So yeah, I've got probably a few kilometers I should get to at some point. I think the only Mac, well, it's not even Mac, Apple 2GS, I think I still need to do the power supply in that. I don't think I got around to it. I've got the caps here for it, I just, whatever reason, I haven't got around to it. It's probably one of my least used systems, to be honest. Because I really would like to get an accelerator card for it, but I have just not bothered to just yet. What else do I need to do? Well, I will tell you this, my Cube and my G4 Graphite could probably use it. They're in that era where we had the capacitor plague, so it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to do that. I do have a couple EMACs that I absolutely know will need it, but those are going to someone else, so I want to check with him if he wants me to do the recap for him, if he wants to do it, or what he intends to do with that, because I would highly recommend recapping those. And then I think I still have to do my own Color Classic Mystic. Oh no, Mystic's done. I need to finish the 640 by 480 mod on that, actually. And then the position map just a little different. There we go. But no, my Color Classic, I think I still need to recap that. So that one's not done. 575's done. I think I've done my own SE30 power supply, but I do need to do these ones that I picked up. I know I have not done their power supplies yet. Lots and lots to do. That's all I can say. Lots and lots to do. I just have to make sure that I make some time for my own stuff while still helping out people here and there with stuff I'm comfortable doing. Like I helped Matt with his 128 power supply because I've done a few plus machines at this point. I was pretty confident I could do that one without too much hassle. Pretty sure I've done my... oh. No, I might have only done the logic board in my plus. I might still have to do my analog board. I don't remember if I did that one or not. I'll have to check and see if I left myself a label. A little bit of corrosion on this chip. Up here. Let's see it. See if we can't get some solder on there. Clean it up. I don't know if I cleaned it up or hide it, but yeah, either way. There we go. Okay, those are all on. What else do we need? Well, real-time clock chip. Yeah, we can grab that, but that's through hole, so I'll have to take a second. We got a couple more chips up in the corner I could take. What do we got here? UB12, UC12. Yeah, let's get those. Now I'm going to want my thingies here to try and prevent the air from melting the reset button or interrupt. Forget which one's which. I'm taking UB12. If I can stop knocking it over. From a little guard. Yeah. There we go. I'll take the one next to it now. There we go. Okay. Start with UB12. Well, it's getting pretty exciting here. The board is looking more and more full all the time. I do appreciate that when they are laying these out, they tried their best to keep them similar to the original. Chip orientations and such all seem to be pretty consistent. I would love to get to the point where these guys are at, where they can reverse engineer and build their own PCBs. That is pretty freaking cool to me. Quite a skill to have. I am a long way away from understanding that. I still don't even understand all the basics, in my opinion. But I'm only doing this part-time. Whenever I have a chance. I should move this up a little. I'll give myself a lot of room on these pads. Not sure why I did that. Okay. It's still on. It'll work. It's just a little bit lower than I would have liked. C12. There. Here. Okay. Try and line these up. I know it's going to put this one a little bit lower, but otherwise I might drive myself nuts. One's lower than the other, and that will drive me insane. Means I'll probably end up moving that chip that I did earlier that I'm like, I don't love where that got positioned. But I can live with it. Yeah, I say that. And then 20 minutes later, I'm still thinking about it, going, I'm going to have to move that, aren't I? Gonna have to move that, aren't I? Bridging. Need to do that. There we go. Okay, those two are on. What's this little guy? I went all the way around him. TL071. Where are you, bud? Okay. That, maybe? Should be able to do that. Yeah, there we go. That into view. Okay. Let's get this little guy. Alright. I'm going to have to grab some diodes too, come to think of it. I don't think we've grabbed them off the old board yet. This one so I don't go flinging it anywhere. Where are we? There we are. Correct orientation. One side, other side. There we go. That one goes on. I need to clean this board at some point. It's getting kind of filthy for me. We can grab those diodes while I'm thinking about it. They're way over here by the PDS slot. I will have to take that off at some point. I have taken off a few components to reuse from a different board, but I think the PDS slot on this one looks in better shape, so I might end up stealing that instead. Now, how do I want to orient this? Stave off some heat from there. There we go. Okay. I think if we keep it like that. Of course we can't because we're moving the board. Where's my little square one gone? That will probably work better. Do that. Maybe not. Let's use this, I guess. Doesn't quite fit. I think it will be fine. I'm pretty sure it can withstand the heat, but I would like to have something there just in case. There we go. Okay, let's take these guys. That blew. Where did you blow to? I thought I had a grip on you. Oh no. Now I gotta find the part. Oh, that was a short game. Or was it? Well, I thought I just put it down, and apparently I dropped it again. Oh, good. Oh, fun, fun, fun. Where did that go? That is not it. It looked like it, but it is not. Alright, hang on. Let me grab... Where the heck did it go? No. It was on my... I had it in here, I swear. Alright, hang on. Let me grab dial 2 then. Well, able to. I do not care about that label. I'm sorry if you do. Well, that stinks. Where the heck did that drop off to? It was in my tweezers. There it is. Found it. Yay. It was still on the board. Alright, D1. That's you. D2. All right. I need that to warm up because it's been too long. Okay, that one's on. That one's on. Cool. Whew. Could have been much worse, that's for sure. Alright, what else have we got going on here? UD1, RP1. Yeah, let's grab those. No one in chat. Yes, it's going to be a lonely day for me. Check and see if anyone's online here. Nope. No one else. Okay, let's grab these two. BD1. So this is the chip that on my battery bombed SE30 I ended up reflowing. So it looked pretty grungy. This was when the machine was not turning on. While it was turning on, but it was instantly giving me a sad Mac. I checked all the traces, got all the usual stuff, could not figure it out. And then one day I was like, you know, that just looks a little bit dirty. I'm going to clean it up, because why not? I don't think it'll do anything, but I want to try. And after I cleaned it up, I decided to turn it on, because I made a change. Might as well test the change. Lo and behold, it worked. Now that is definitely one I need to put on the tech step to make sure that it is fully functional. So there was a lot of trace damage on that one. Let's move these components out of the way. So I harvested a few fuses and whatnot off another board. So I've got those ready for when we need them. I will not be putting on the jack right away. I will be doing what Will was showing the other day and putting those pads together so that I can test it with the internal speaker first and make sure that works. Because this is the board that had all the sound problems, so I'd like to actually make sure that transferring them has not brought the problem along with them. So it would suck if this whole time it was jack, but I'm sure I checked the jack. I'm sure it was perfectly fine. Enough flux on there. There we go. Through that bridge. I'll be checking over all of these after I'm done here and making sure we don't have any bridges. But I'll be doing a cleanup first because I can't see anything in all this reflection from the flux. Okay. Another one of those resistor packs. Maybe they don't have a mark because it doesn't matter which way they go, but it seems odd that they would have an indicator on the board but not on the thing. I mean, unless that 2 is supposed to be significant. There we go. Those are on. What do we have left? What is this guy up here? L1. I honestly don't recognize that. Lots of capacitors, the battery, fuses, powered. Well, we can always throw the power thing on, I guess. I do have it here. It's not the best of shape. It's got a little bit of melting. I had to take it off another board. And unfortunately, it didn't want to come very easily. Try and clean it up, I guess. I guess I should do it on camera. Should be here, I guess. Just using a knife, cutting away some of the melted plastic. Make it look a little cleaner. It's not too bad. So that goes with the clip facing down that way. Okay. Well, do we want to do that? It's a pretty tall one. Why don't we wait on that? See what other little things we can do. I guess we could put in some sockets. Why not? We got a bunch of sockets. Let's put some in. What do we got? Between the two of these, I should have enough. Let's see. What do I need for the video ROM? Those are too short. These are too long. How about you? Are you right? Let's switch to a wider perspective here. There we go. So, yeah, that would work. It's the right number. I just gotta get these pins straightened out. There we go. That fits. Okay. Nice. Cool. I don't think you're going to be able to see much with that, are you? Let's see. Back to here. Can I zoom? Camera 2. Zoom. Yes, I can. I don't know if I can zoom enough. Let's see. Oh, that's super bright. I don't need this on, so let's turn that off. Oh, lovely. That's coming loose. Does that give any more brightness to the board? Still pretty dark and blurry. I wish this had an optical zoom instead of a digital zoom. So I'm going to be soldering up here. I guess it might be better just to switch back to the microscope, even though I don't think it's going to be the best. I guess what I could do is at least tack this in place so I'm not having to hold the board up while I'm doing it. So, one. And that one. Okay, now should be able to go back to here and back to microscope view. There we go. Bring that into view. There we go. Okay. Let's get this socket on. I've already fitted the CPU socket. I did that actually when they came in. Or pretty shortly thereafter, because I wanted to see that they were in fact the right ones. I'd probably leave those off till last Now for the next board. Doesn't seem like enough. There we go. There we go. Video ROM socket is on. Select that. Yep, nice and flush. And in the correct orientation. That would be important. I got lucky there. I don't know if I actually checked it twice to make sure it was in the right orientation or not. But it is. Alright, let's grab some more. What do we need here? One, two, excuse me, three. This one's bent. 4. That one's missing a leg. These really are random how good they are, is for sure. A lot of them have bent legs right out of the box. Come on, 5. Yeah, I see you got a bent leg. Okay, and then I need 2 for here. Let's find those ones. Flip this. Nope, that is too narrow. I don't know if I'm going to have one wide enough for that. Video. I don't know if I have the right sockets for those, to be honest. Well, that's a problem. I guess it's not a real problem. They were not socketed on the original either, but it would be nice. I think these are too narrow. Yep. These are too narrow for sure, because they're the same. We do have this battery. Put that there. Just kind of laying things out at the moment, see what I have and what I don't have. It's looking like I don't have those two for the video, which is a shame, because I was really hoping I would, but doesn't look like it. Either have too wide or too narrow. I don't have in between. Huh. I guess that's not a common size. Alright. Oh, sound. What do we have for sound? That would work for sound. You were too long. How about you guys? Nope, still too long. Boy, I wish they were labeled. I mean, they probably were at one point, and then they fell out, so now they're kind of mixed together. Oops. Oh, there we go. That'll work. Yep. Okay. So sound we can do. Video we can't. I don't have any sockets that'll fit those. RP10. Yeah, resistor packs we should be able to do, I think. I don't know why I'm worried about the orientation. It's just a test fit to make sure I've got the right pieces. I wouldn't actually mind using the resistor packs I got from Will for these. That's not right. These ones? Nope. Hang on. What did I just grab? That one. And can I guess this one? Yeah. Okay, that's not bad. All but two, really. Okay, I can live with that. Yeah, I will be right back. Oh. Let's do this since I have it. Alright, sorry about that. Okay, trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, the UTC. Right, we need a socket for that too. I think I have one of those. Yep, I do. Okay. Still no L1. What is L1? And where is it on the original board? L1. I don't know. don't see it. I will put something here, I guess, but I don't know what that is for. I can't think of it offhand. I must be forgetting something on this original board. I just don't know what. See L2. Is there an L2 on here? Fuse, capacitors. L2. Okay, I will need L2. The looks of things. L1. That is not the same footprint for L1. So am I not reusing this? Am I supposed to be using something else? I don't know. I will have to review some material, because I honestly am not sure what I'm supposed to be using there, if not. Because that is, well, maybe it is. It's 4. Okay. I'll take it off and we'll see at some point. But let's get these sockets on for now. I'll leave the socket off of here, because it doesn't look like it'll need it there. Let's get organized. So, we got those two. These ones. That's been put on. RTC. Let's put on the battery. Why? Because he's here. Why not? So, I don't think anywhere near the battery at the moment. There we are. Battery. All right. I would probably start off with the original real-time clock, and if it works, I'll probably switch over to Will's replica. Sorry, a little bit of heat there. Because I like that it doesn't require a battery at all. That just seems like a brilliant idea to me. Okay, battery holder is on. Let's do the real-time clock. Socket. Right there. I guess if I'm going to be holding it like this, I should clean up the view. There we go. Trying to think what else gets covered in these streams. Like, it's where I will give credit to people like Bruce and Steve. They all seem to have something to talk about. I, on the other hand, rarely do. Always been a little bit quiet. Let's get me talking about my favorite vintage stuff, and then I will definitely have a long conversation. But it needs a second person is the big thing. It's just me. It's like, okay, what other topics haven't we covered yet? Saw an ad for the new season of Invincible next year. I forget how I stumbled across that, but it's never into the comic book or anything like that, and I just caught it on Amazon Prime. I've quite enjoyed it. Okay, that's on. Let's get these pals. Yep. Yep, I'll move those out of the way. I should probably close that up since I'm not going to need any more. Yeah, I think I stumbled across it when it was already in the second season, just before the midway break. And it was probably one of the few things I've been watching lately that I've actually enjoyed quite a bit. There's been a lot of stuff I've tried to watch, and I just, for the life of me, I cannot get into it. Just cannot. The writing these days has just been pretty atrocious. They focus too much on sending a message and not enough on writing compelling characters and an interesting story, in my view. You can kind of see that in what's happening in Hollywood. I think they're having some real problems retaining audience. And yeah, you can say it's definitely an impact of YouTube. Because, you know, you can go onto YouTube and you find new content every single day. Now, whether or not it's interesting to you, that's something else completely. But there's certainly something new on there all the time. I still like storytelling. I still like world building. My favorite series are always the ones that have a lot of that going on. Sure that's facing the right way. Yes, it is. Okay. So, to give you an idea, it's not on television or anything like that. One of my favorite series right now has been Battletech. Just going back and reading some of the books for that. And you can go, oh, that's, you know, for kids, blah, blah, blah. No, definitely it was aimed at children for certain books, but I would say there's enough happening in that universe that it is for everyone. Very deep, very compelling, lots of good characters, lots happening. And of course, giant stompy robots, which everyone should love. Everyone. Because they're giant and they're stompy and they're robots. What more can you ask for? And, I mean, I found this series as a kid. I came from a small town in Alberta, so we didn't actually have a lot of books available to us. Heck, our one bookstore actually closed by the time I was a teenager, so made finding new books rather difficult outside of the library, and the library, of course, didn't carry much of anything I cared about, because I enjoyed science fiction. Small town Alberta, they mostly had sports. That's some science fiction, I guess, but just not a lot. In any case, so I found it as a kid. I found Battletech and MechWarrior. I read what I could. There wasn't that much available for me, but I enjoyed it. And I'm enjoying it again as an adult and finding more books and just going back through them. I would definitely say, if you have not seen it already, to check out Tex Talks Battletech on YouTube. Because that guy is phenomenal at storytelling. Absolutely phenomenal. Love his whole setup there. And he has quite the voice for narration, I will say. It's one of those, you will remember this voice once you've heard it, voices. So yeah, I've enjoyed that. In terms of shows, oh boy, it's hard to even remember what we have watched. Recently, me and the wife have, well, she's not very much into science fiction at all, so I can't really get her to watch Star Trek, or when I say Star Trek, I mean classic Star Trek, because I don't watch the new stuff at all. But I have managed to get her into Resident Alien a little bit. So we have been watching that. We need to finish the 3rd season. We haven't had a chance for the two of us to sit down and watch that together. Got her to watch Upload, another Prime series. You know, I mean, it's not the most amazing science fiction in the world, but it's enjoyable. Same with Resident Alien. It's not amazing, but it's enjoyable. I've said Invincible, been watching a lot of that. I did enjoy Fallout, I will say. When Fallout came out, I really enjoyed seeing that. Not that I was ever much of a Fallout fan, per se. My sister played it. Younger sister played it quite a bit. I enjoyed watching her play it. It was never something I wanted to devote the hours to. I would just come in every once in a while she was on the PlayStation 3 and see where she was at. She'd give me a quick rundown of what happened in the story up to that point. And then I would watch her for a bit and then go do something else, because I could not dedicate that much time to something like that. Too many hours where I could be doing something a little more productive, so. But I was always like that. I was never into RPGs as a kid. I wanted platformers or puzzle games. Something I could pick up, have fun, and put back down. Not something I have to spend hour after hour after hour on to get anywhere. And then have to play it again to see the right ending and all that stuff. No. Too much time devotion for me. I got other things to do, other things to work on, other things to learn. No faults in other people that do that and have the time for it and have the patience for it, but it's just not for me. That's all I can say. Let's make sure that's on. Okay. Well, I'm getting to the point I almost want to put it through the ultrasonic, cleaner, because it's just so covered in flux at this point. So Fallout was pretty enjoyable. I enjoyed watching that. I understood some of the references. Because I recognize them for what my sister played. Never played the originals. I will say, if I had a chance and enough quote-unquote free time where I don't need to do something more important, I wouldn't mind giving those a whirl. It seems like there's a lot of interesting lore in that, a lot of world building, stuff I like. What else here? In terms of non-science fiction, we've been watching Shrinking on Apple TV. Enjoyed Harrison Ford in that. I think they're coming up with a new season for that, so we'll have to watch that too. Probably after we do Resident Alien, since we're behind on that by a lot. Okay. Nice and flat. Pretty straight. Okay. Let's do these ones up here, Sony chips. What else? I don't think there's much else, honestly. Sorry, I'm going to have to do this one because it's going to be at quite an angle here. Get the corners tacked at least. Spot. There we go. Right there. Okay. Well, I think that's really it. So, how many shows is that? Resident Alien 1, Shrinking 2, Upload 3, Invincible 4. That might just be it. I have heard they're doing another season of, or series I should say, of Red Dwarf. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I wasn't really impressed with the last one. To be honest, I haven't been impressed with much since Series 8. I mean, honest opinion, I think Series 7... No, actually, I would say Series 6 was probably my favorite. But that was the last one where Grant and Naylor were still partnered. Not to say there wasn't some good stuff in Series 7 and 8, but I definitely feel like 6 was kind of the high spot for me. And ever since then, it has always felt like they were just trying to recapture what they had. Which is a shame. I would have liked... Like, honestly, I know they tried to make a movie in the early 2000s, and that did not pan out. I wish they hadn't even tried. I wish they had just finished off the series on television and left it at that. That is my feeling. Is, you know, they had one more good series to do, wrap it up, get Lister and Kachansky together for the last time, and finish up the story. Instead, they spent a lot of time on that movie. Didn't happen. When it did finally return with Back to Earth, they skipped all the stuff that we wanted to see about how did the nanovirus or whatever it was that was eating the ship get resolved. And I'll be honest, I really did want to see what happened there. Because it felt like they wrote themselves into a bit of a corner with that. So, well, I don't know. I'm not really looking forward to a new series of Red Dwarf, but at the same time, I'm curious to see if they do any better than they have the last few years that they've tried. So, it's something I will definitely look for. Will it be something I add to my collection? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. Completionist-wise, I'd probably want it. But for actual rewatchability, I don't even really rewatch the new stuff. I'll rewatch probably series 1 to 6, at least once a year. 7 and 8, if the mood strikes me, I'll watch it. The others, I mean, I've probably gone several years now without watching the others. Do I remember what happened in them? Vaguely. I just remember thinking, boy, I'm not laughing at this as much as I used to. I thought, that's weird. I mean, that's one thing I always loved about Red Dwarf, was that it was very rewatchable, even if you knew the jokes. And I always loved getting someone else hooked on it. Because it seemed to actually last pretty well for having newcomers. I mean, the early stuff, series 1 and 2, it's a little hard to introduce people through those. But, I mean, you can start them in series 3 and then go back and watch the other 2 once they've got a feel for it. Because it's a very different show between series 1 and 3. They made a lot of improvements, that's for sure. I'm not just talking about sets, but a lot of how the writing was working. They made a lot of changes in their approach that I think were ultimately to the series' benefit. What else did I used to watch? I used to watch Doctor Who. Have not been able to stand that for a very, very long time. Again, all down to the writing. Nothing against the actors, actress. Just, I do not care for that format of storytelling. When it came back originally in 2009, with Christopher Eccleston, I believe it was, I tried to watch it. Of course, I didn't know anything about it at the time, that they had switched actors from Paul McGann, which I thought, and still do to this day, think that was a mistake. Nothing against Chris Eccleston. I think he would have been fine after Paul was finished, but I thought they should have picked up after the movie. And because while the movie wasn't perfect, it was, not badly received overall. At least in the UK, the numbers were good. And there were some definite problems with the script, but it was manageable. I think they definitely could have had a series from that. They would have needed to make some fixes. It's kind of like, if you've ever seen Stargate got a lot better after Series 2. And I think that's probably what would have happened with Doctor Who had they continued in Vancouver. They would have taken some time to figure things out, figure out how they wanted to deal with this character and what they wanted to do with the show. And I think it would have been pretty good. And instead what they did is they basically rebooted it. Turned it from this fairly slow-paced sci-fi into this dramatic, super fast-paced, gotta keep their attention, so we gotta have something moving on screen at all times thing, and I just did not care for it. I like my slow-paced science fictions, and there are fewer and fewer of them. You could say, well, Stargate was fast-paced. Yes and no. I mean, the thing I liked about Stargate back when it was on was that they carried things forward. So they made use of their lore and they built their world around it. So in a way, it slowed things down because something that happened in an entirely different series could impact what was happening in the current series. So it felt more long-term. It felt like there were actually repercussions to things. Alright, what do we got going on now? Well, we'll need the ADB ports. We'll need SCSI and floppy at some point, but I want to clean those up. They're a little mucky for me right now. We will need power. We can do power now that we have everything else on. So I don't feel too bad about adding that in. We still need capacitors. This PDS slot isn't too bad. Could probably put this on. Don't need it for testing though. What I do need is RAM and ROM. And those are the ones that are still in Las Vegas, or Los Angeles, or wherever it is. Oh, we got Will. Hey, was on Dave's stream. He is doing for 12 hours today. Nice. I have to run out now, but we'll come back, watch later. For sockets like that, you don't need flux as your solder had the flux in it. Keeps your board cleaner, and you're not using flux for nothing. Just my 3 cents. Okay, that's good to know. I still get in the habit of using flux all the time just because it just seems to make things flow a little bit easier, and I'm still new at this, so I'd rather just have the extra little bit for it. Let's see. Well, I could do the floppy and SCSI connectors, I guess. Yeah, this one's in decent shape. I could use this. Let's see. Hang on, did I just put something else on the board? To solder and then forgot about it? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's see. Nope. Okay. Alright, let's get the internal SCSI on then. It goes up. Oh, let's check pin-wise. It looks okay. Doesn't need to be cleaned up at least. Oh, those seem rather short. Why do those seem rather short? Are these pins not in all the way they should be? That should be better. Hopefully. Alright. That feels better already. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's get that in view. Yeah, those are much better. You can actually see them now. Alright, he says I don't need them for the sockets. Well, let's see. Let's try. Okay. Yeah, it feels okay. You will. One less thing I need to spend money on. I don't have to burn through as much flux for sockets. That reminds me, at some point I have to get back outside before it gets dark in the next hour or so and put a layer of spray paint down on a Mac Classic chassis Matt gave me. I removed the rust. I just want to put some primer on today. And then I gotta find my black spray can and paint it up. Ooh. There we go. So yeah, Stargate is definitely one series I wish that would come back, but only if they brought back the original writing staff, and I mean all of them. All the ones from the last years of SG1, well, even probably post-Series 4 forward. Stargate Atlantis for sure. Those had some really good stories. Stargate Universe actually had some really good stories as well. I know it was a lot darker and a lot more controversial because it was kind of in that period of time where everything was shaky cam and super dark and depressing. But, I mean, besides having a phenomenal cast, the story was actually not bad. I did like that they were actually doing something a little bit different with that. Let's get the floppy connector on here too, because we can. That pin just popped straight out. That's no good. Why did you pop straight out, sir? Yeah. Well, that pin might have a problem. Let's see if we can't fix it. Okay, try that again. Something about that pin does not want to go in properly. How come? How come, how come? Oh, Farscape is another one I used to watch back in the day. And again, I would love to see, you know, I've got another one here. Why don't I just use that? Sourced a couple off different boards, so this one might, oh, this one has a little bit of solder still on it. Let's fix that. Farscape, I'd definitely like to see more of if they could get the original cast back and the original writers. That's better. That one went straight in. And actually, one thing I was thinking the other day, how good would Farscape be as an animated series instead of live action? Because I'm sure they got held back more than one time at the point when they were creating it by the limitations of what they could do physically and in the computers at that point in time as well, I'm sure. Today I think we overdo the computer graphics, but I would definitely like to see an animated version, like Titan AE style anime-ish. I think that would work really well with the cast and the writing. They've talked about rebooting it and bringing it back and all these other things a few times. I see rumors about it here and there, and I don't want them to reboot it. I think it stands very well on its own. I would love to see a continuation if done properly. There we go. Those are on. What else do we need here? Well, we need the speaker. Get the speaker on at G11. It goes like that. I think when I clean up these sockets for the floppy and the SCSI and the metal bar, because I have the metal bar removed from the battery bomb board, it needs to be cleaned up and spray painted. I might do this in white. For some reason I'm thinking purple and white might look decent. And I'll try Bruce's little trick there with the cleaning vinegar and salt. Because anything I can do not to have to scrub that so much would be appreciated for sure. Alright, there's our sound. Well, we can do the interrupt and restart. As we'll get those on. I'll do one at a time. I'll have to get capacitors on here too, I guess. I didn't think we'd get to this point today, but apparently we have. Of course, I should be calling it quits here in the next little while. I forget what time we started. And unfortunately, I don't see a running time. Oh, there it is. 2 hours, 13 minutes. That's not bad. I thought we'd been on here longer. I'm sure the wife is going to want me back at some point. So I should wrap it up eventually. I'm enjoying this, though. I know I haven't seen anything work or anything yet, but I am enjoying this. It is nice and relaxing. For me, anyway. Doing a complete build like this. There's the bit I forgot about. And I'm putting flux on after I just said I would stop doing that. I forgot the power connector. That's kind of an important one. Might need that for something to do in the future. Okay. Alright. Let's tack that on. Should be able to do that in the microscope view. There we go. Okay. Oops, sorry, board. Connector. Let's get that. Used flux off of there. I'm hoping Craig can come by at some point and loan me some serial and printer cables so I can do the tech step against this too. Because I just, for the life of me, cannot find mine. I'm sure they're here somewhere. Where is the question? Alright. What do we have left here? Well, I need to get the video memory off. I need to get the UTC off. I need to get L1 and S2 or L2 off. I need the. Well, I've got fuses. I can put fuses on. Yeah, let's do some fuses. Sure. Should have done the fuses before I did these. I've given myself a lot more room. Oh well. Live and learn. Fuse 1 is still accessible. It's just fuse 2 and 3 that are going to be a bit of a pain. There's plenty of flux for these then. Don't believe it matters which way you orient these. I don't believe anyone can tell me otherwise. I would probably believe you, but because I don't know any better. Okay. I believe that is on. It's very difficult to tell. Oh, it is not. Oh, okay. Interesting. It seems like it should be. But it is not. Still see some gold. Yeah, it's really not gripping on there, is it? Did I get it? That seems to have got it. I like to melt the things I just put on. Oh, like that. See? That's why we will learn for the next one not to do that. We'll put these on last. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Okay. Yeah, it's not too bad. I can clean that up. But I need to learn. The order of things is important with these. Making sure that the stuff you want to be accessible remains accessible is important. And the stuff that you need to do first versus the stuff you need to do last is important. Oops. Now you're at an angle. That doesn't help anyone. There you go. Kind of. There. Much better. Nope. Come on. Getting too close there. Let's try the other ones. Other tweezers might do better with this, I'm thinking. Okay, so let's do that. No, come on. Grip. And move. And down, please. Not against the plastic. Come on. Boy, oh boy, I'm making a right mess of this. There we go. That makes me happy. Now the other side. Okay. Are we actually connected? Seems like it. This one I don't like is wobbly, but do I take the time and try and fix that and possibly melt something? Not right now. I might come back to it. Let's do the other guy here instead, because he's nice and out in the open. So let's get him done. There you are. Right there. I don't think we have anyone else on. That's okay. Nice quiet day for me. Okay. Come on. There you go. A little bit more than that. Come on. Nope, not quite. There we go. Huh. That pad seems a little too small, to be honest. Why is that? I want to get you off. That is interesting. It does seem a little too small. Don't have that problem with the others. Let's try this. Grab more flux. And I'll try backing it in because I think I'll be able to see more. Of it. I'm going to have to do this left-handed. This guy. Okay. Try that again. No, come on. No, come on. There we go. And then I have to check these fuses and make sure they actually connected, to be honest. Is that actually connected? Should be. What else? Well, let's grab these two, L2 and L1. I'm curious about them. So I gotta start up the desoldering station. That'll take a good long time to get started. Looking like a board, I will say. Nice to see it coming together. Yeah, see, even this one, I've got the old capacitors on it, not the big ones. Interesting. When did I get this board? I must have been working on this for over a year then. I could probably take the floppy port off of here. It's in better condition than the one I have, as is the SCSI. But, you know, I'd rather just clean up the ones I've got. What that's about. Oh, that's a different footprint. Gotcha. I remember Will had mentioned that there's two different footprints, one for the cylinder style oscillator and one for the surface mount style. So let's move this board out of the way. We're going to need to grab... Oh, why is that so tilted? No. We cannot have a tilted interrupt button. That's not good. Less tilted? Less, still not good. Maybe I'll just take it off completely and reseat it. I don't want to push through a via by accident. Assuming the desoldering station never warms up. How did you end up so tilted, sirs? Oh my. Yeah, we'll have to fix that. Nope, too tilted. Not good. Do not like. My headset. I didn't quite clear those. Let's try this side. That side cleared. That side cleared. That's clearer now. that's clear now. Okay. Alright. And yet, I still can't move them. Here, hang on. I want to fix these before I do anything else. So. Oh, it felt better. Why aren't you sitting flush? Should be. Well, I can already say that's looking better. I wonder why it went off. Okay, well, let's those back on now that they are not askew. I just don't want to bump them and have them go askew again while I'm doing this. That would stink. There we go. A lot to learn. Definitely gonna have a lot I learned from the next board. That's for sure. Okay. Let's just add some solder like that. Make sure those are nice and solid. Yeah, I like that more. There we go. That looks better. Okay. Now we can move that out of the way. Just noticed how bad they looked. And it's like, no, can't live with that. Thank you. Cool. Okay. Back to what we were doing. We want to take some chips and stuff. So, let's start. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, excuse me, under the microscope. Start with these guys here. To hit those with fresh solder because this is just a little bit too old. I think these have been touched up in ever. So, where am I? Right up here. Somewhat in view, somewhat not. There. That's better. And I can still see, so that works for both of us. There we go. Okay, and we'll use the tool and clean that off. Getting those clear, to be honest. Nope. Like that. Yes, we're just sealing back up. That's not good. Okay, we'll have to look at that in a moment. And then there's this one over here, which is probably going to be the same sort of thing. Craig's saying he's busy, so he won't be able to come on at the moment. That's sure bad. It's nice to have someone to banter with, to be honest. Turn off some alerts on this stupid phone. I feel like I turn them off all the time and then they turn themselves back on. Never been a cell phone fan. I prefer a computer. Well, I guess I'm just that old. Cell phones are toys as far as I'm concerned. Can I get those off? Where's my thingy-jiggy? There's my thingy-jiggy. Nope. Okay, apply some heat. Something to break this solder. Okay. Let's try this. Reflow these. Get the pins off. There we go. Yeah, this one needs to be reflowed because I gotta re-hit it with the desoldering gun. Other ones might be okay. Let's see. Get that up. Take it out. Get this up. Take that out. Coming closer to where we want you. There we go. Okay. One of them. Put that over here and make sure it fits, because I'm wondering now if I put that fuse on too early. Nope. Okay, fits really well. Actually, better than the original. Oops. That too close to my elbow. Let's move that so I don't knock it clang. We're getting very close. It's just too bad we don't have those sockets yet. I mean, I could put the originals on for test purpose, but do not want to do that. So like I said, the more you take stuff off and put it back on and over again, the more chances you got of causing a problem that you did not want to cause. So I would rather just wait. I can throw this through an ultrasonic cleaner in the meantime. Get things cleaned up. Start working on another board while I wait for the sockets to come in. No reason I can't do that. Okay, we need the other guy. Still don't like how that fuse is lying. I'll change that later. Other one is over here. Right. Yeah, see, that just does not look like it came very clean. can see solder still flowing down there. Let's do this. Resolder all of these. Hit them again with the desoldering tool and see if we can't get more of it out this time. So I'm sure I need this. Well, it's a little more loose than it was. We get to actually push through the board. See you. Oh, gonna have to hit it with heat. Just gonna have to. Let's do it this way instead. I wish I had taken these off of this board, because that would make things a little bit easier. What is it, boy? Maybe one of those parts, huh? I don't want to have to superheat this board just to get this off. So I definitely do need to get you out. See you wiggle. You are wiggling, you are wiggling. There we go. Okay. That should be good. Also, don't like overheating components because you never know how they're going to react to that. Oh, come on. Really? No? Okay, wasn't quite done. Alright. Come on. There we go. Got it. Alright. I hope there's no orientation to this. So I could not tell you which way it is right now versus how it was on the board. One, two, three. Well, how do I know what 1, 2, and 3 are? How do I know that? Is there a marking? Well, let's check another one, I guess. They look identical to me. I don't see any orientation marker. So I'll have to ask about this, but I am pretty sure it can go on either way. I'd also like to know what its function is, to be honest, because I'm not sure I understand what it's doing. Well, these pins could use a bit of love. They're slightly askew now. Oh, brother. I'm gonna have to grab the pliers, I guess. Oh, I need smaller pliers. I don't know that these would work. And this, I don't want to break it, but I do need it to at least line up with the holes. Hopefully. Mostly. Okay, it looks like I need to remove some solder. That should help. Okay, thank you. I should look on the schematic and see exactly what is the function of this. Oops. Sorry, board. There we go. Okay. Let's get these on. Okay, that's one. That's two. I believe, if I remember from Will's stream last time. Oh, I guess you guys can't see this. I should try and do that. So I believe from Will's stream last time, when he wanted to test his board, he joined that and that together, so they didn't have to worry about a jack, because a jack adds variables. Is the jack working? Is the jack not working? Is the jack stuck in one position versus another? So, since I'm here, I might just do that right now. So I can always take that off later, but for testing purposes, I do not want a jack on there, that's for sure right now. Okay. What do we have left? We have left sound, which I think I already have some sound chips here I could use. No, they need cleaning. Never mind. We'll use these. We'll take them off the board now. And then video. Memory, I think we still need to take off. So let's do that. Oh, and the UTC, I keep forgetting about him. Let's do him first. Since I keep forgetting about him, let's just get him done. So UTC is right here. Where am I pointing? Up here. C46. There we go. Okay. I'm probably going to have to add some more solder to this. Oh, actually it came out okay. Nope, that one did not. Kind of. Yeah, most of these are actually not bad. It's just this one really needs to be hit again. Because it seems like he has just a little bit too much solder in there for his own good. Bend these, just want to get you out. That's loose. That's loose. That's loose. Excuse me. Hiccups. That's loose. That's loose. So, if you're all loose, how come you're not coming out the board? How come? Wife 4. They're all loose, but you don't want to come out. Let's do this. Sure it's free of solder. Sometimes this works. Moving around. There's still just enough solder to force them to hang on. Shouldn't. Nope, not dropping out. Okay, we're gonna have to hit you with some air then. Sorry. You're not gonna come out the nice way, you gotta come out the hard way. Oh, well, pressure came up. There we go. Woo. Come on, back up. Thank you. Well, that's going to need my chip straightener. Ooh, I got really bent out of shape. Try not to break these legs, shall we? Legs are important. Yours and mine. Okay, that's better. Oh, don't need chip straightener then. So, real-time clock chip can go into its new little socket. Right there. Cool. That actually fit in pretty well. Alright, what's next here? We need the video memory. Yeah, I should grab the video memory. Let's see. Get some stuff out so it stopped interfering. I'm going to have to do a major cleanup on this desk before I call it a night. Can't stand a messy desk. That's definitely not clean. That one's not clean either. Not sure what you guys can see. It's very hard to get both on view. Nope, that one did not come clean. So 1, 2, 3 I should hit here again. Get all wrapped up in cords, of course. One of these days I'll figure out a new layout for this. Works a little better. Those two aren't so bad. Those 3 for sure were. Alright, so. Oh, you're stuffed up. Gotcha. Hang on. Let's find your thingy jiggy. Nope, you're stuffed up further back. Okay. Well, that's fair. I've been using it quite a lot. There we go. Well, that's not gonna work. Let's grab. Oh, it should be extended back all the way. What is going on here? Oh, that's where you were stopped up. Way back in here. Well, that's a problem. I'd certainly do it. There we go. Oh no, that's more than I wanted. Okay. We'll get you out. Oh man, there's quite a bit of solder buildup in there. I've used this quite a bit today, I guess. Oh man, what a mess. Okay, I'm gonna have to just pull this whole thing out. And that would probably be very hot right now, so let's... Okay. Alright, hang on. I have another one. Load this guy up. That's better. Okay, we're going to have to clean this. That is filthy. I got quite a lot of solder buildup. Alright, back to what I was doing. That's better. That's better. That's better. That looks like it is still full of solder. Let's hit that one too. Which one is that? This guy here. That's better. Okay, that's that side. Other side. Nope. Yep. This side is very crunchy. Nope. Nope. I think a lot of these are going to be nopes. That's a nope. That one came through. 4 that haven't. Five. 6. 6. Okay. Now let's refill those. I gotta move this microscope, I suspect. That'll help me a lot. Physically move it forward so I can do more with it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. That's better. That's better. Good. 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 Excellent. Okay. I see solder down there, so I guess all these are still partially connected. Alright, let's do the next row. Sure, I should be in the center view, but it does not seem like I am. No, that one not. Three that do not. 4 that do not. Okay. This is video mode, I think. I'll do the sound amplifiers. I think a lot of the other chips will just pop into sockets because I think they're already socketed, so we're getting really close. Right, respond to Craig. And I need to think about supper. So So I might have to stop this after the video memory, unfortunately. That might be as far as we go today. I do want to finish that up. So, let's see, which ones did I not clear? This one for sure. Those look okay, this does not. This does not. And this does not. On the other side, actually those look pretty decent. So I'll put that there. Just checking chat, no one's joined. That's okay, I'll probably be wrapping up here pretty quick so I can go have supper. Yeah, I think those are all loose now. Okay. Let's see. That moves. That moves. That does not. So let's try and move it with this. It does now. Well, we got them just loose on this one. I feel like that is... Oh, no, wait. Not as soldered as I thought it was. I am taking my time with these because, yeah, I could probably blast it with heat and just pull things off, but I kind of want to try and preserve this board. If nothing else, just to have on my wall after I give it a good cleaning. So. I'm trying not to destroy all the vias. One. That's true. Okay. That's our video. Back on the microscope here. We're still warm. So I can focus if I can. Alright. Where is my little tool of straightening for chips? There it is. This is definitely not a usual size because even that tool is not going to work. Spinning them in too far. So, got one. And we got 2. Now, try and straighten that a little bit. Let's see. Try that. There we go. Oh, nope. That's not going in properly. I suspect we got some solder here. Let's see. Things are tangly. Yeah, big old chunk of solder right there. That does not help. Oh, and one right here. That does not help. Huh. Let's get that out of there, shall we? Okay. Yeah, that would definitely prevent it from sitting properly. Let's grab a solder braid. Can't get rid of some of that. Nope. It's, yeah. Need another set of hands. Let's see, where is that? That's right here. Did that do anything? No. There we go. I got it. Oh. Yep. Yeah, I'll be coming up shortly. Just wrapping up these chips. You can take the boy if you want. Alright, that should fit in a little bit better now. Maybe. That side does. What about the other side? Why are you fighting me on this side now? There we go. Much better. Okay. Yep, I think I'll be wrapping it up right after this. So, let's get these guys on. Yeah, wish I had those sockets. We're so close at this point. Nice to be able to at least power on test. Although this does force me to slow down for a minute and I can double check all my connections and clean things up and all that jazz, so it's probably not a bad thing. Oh, that looks terrible. Let's clean that up. This one if we can. There we go. Okay, now I should be able to do these in quick succession. Not really good focus for either of us now. There we go. Well, if I had a socket for this, I would have used it, but I don't appear to have one that is that width. I have one with the right number of pins, but it's not the right width, which is unfortunate. I would have liked to keep these in sockets, but I mean, the original board it wasn't, so I can gonna fuss about it too much, but would have been nice. There we go. Those two are on. Look pretty decent. In the right orientation, that's always an important thing. Well, while we take some of the socketed chips, I think we're just really left with the amps at this point. Might need to switch views for this. What is that? Camera 2? Yeah. Let's see if we can't get this. Oh, I might need to straighten. Ooh. Yeah. Man, that spring is not great. There we go. Okay. This one. That one fit in nicely. Okay, that's 2. That guy fit in nicely. Okay. First one seems a little higher than the others. UI6 seems a little high for some reason. Yeah, at some point we're going to need a camera that can do a manual zoom with an optical lens, because this digital one is just not doing it for me. There. Last one of these. There. Those went in fairly easily. All the legs look good. Video ROM. Let's grab my other tool for that, which is one of these drawers. I gotta reorganize myself again because I've messed everything up. There it is. There we go. Okay. DRAM. And our CPU. Let's see if I can get this out without bending legs on him. Let's see if I can get him out. Oh, Molly. Wish I had the right tool for this. I do not. There we go. Should actually show that on camera, I guess. There's our CPU. So I've got a little hooked tool for pulling chips, and I'm just working my way around the edge. Trying not to bend any pins. Just giving it a little nudge. There we go. We got one bent pin right here. There it goes. Everything else looks good. Okay. There's our marked corner. There's our marked corner. Verify the pin alignment is correct. Okay, bring that back to camera. There we go. So everything lines up. Double check, actually. Now I want to make sure it did in fact line up. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. It's just a very stiff socket. Okay. Ooh. Yep. She's in. Okay. All right. Sound amps and capacitors, I think, are all that's left in terms of major population. The ports, I'm going to wait until I have those cleaned up. Then we'll put them on. But let's zoom back out a bit here. If it will act, no, other direction. Thank you. And let's bring this up. And I know you don't know what to focus on. Here, focus on this. So there we go. This is the point we're at. We've got no ROM sockets. We got no RAM sockets at the moment. Those are still in Los Angeles. But everything else here is pretty much populated. I'm going to grab Will's replacement resistor packs. And I wish this thing would stop trying to autofocus. It's terrible at it. I'll do that. And manual focus. There. See? So we're pretty darn close. Got a lot further tonight, I think. Alright, so if we can switch. Alright, thanks anyone that tuned in. It's much appreciated. Thanks, Will, to stopping by. We will get Craig on here eventually. He just seems to be busy of late. I think we did a lot of good work. Hopefully it's good work. We'll find out when we actually go to power it on at some point. But it's getting a lot closer. So, anyway.